Iceland. It's maybe the top destination for landscape photography in the world. There's just nothing else like it. So you might think it's been shot to death by now, but as soon as you look into that landscape, you will realize that this is as good as it gets. The only bad thing is that it's super expensive. Well, I go every year on a tight budget, so how do I do it? Let's find out. Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, this channel is all about photography and adventure. So I always carry a camera when I'm out hiking in the mountains or if I'm traveling to some distant land. Film or digital, I love both of them. And today I want to share with you my best tips for photographing Iceland on a budget. So let's take a look. So I've been going to Iceland for many years now. I first went back in the 90s and it was a very different place back then. Nobody went to Iceland. I was completely alone when I did the ring road. So now you might think it's all overrun by tourists, and that is true to a certain extent, but I think it's still easy to find some great adventures out there. You just have to get off the beaten track a little bit. And that's what this series is going to be all about. I'm going to produce a couple of movies where I will guide you in detail where to go and find the good photographs and have an absolutely amazing time out in the wild. So the three areas that I'm going to be concentrating on to begin with is this area here. It's called Thorsmork. Fantastic place. North of Thorsmork we have Landmannalagar, and way up to the north we've got Hornstrandir. So these are the three places I'm going to start with. I have many other planned as well, so I hope you stay with me for those. So when you land in Keflavik, which is here, you will be passing by the area where the volcanoes are. Now, there is nothing happening there at the moment, but when it was absolutely spectacular. And I did go there one time. The second time, I was actually sick, so I couldn't do it. But when it's dead like it is now, it's actually not really worth visiting. But once it kicks off, it really becomes probably the most special thing you've ever done. When you arrive in Reykjavik, you will end up at the BSI bus station, which is just a little bit outside of Reykjavik Centrum. Now inside here there is a store that rents out camping equipment. So yes, we are going camping, and that is the way to keep the prices down in Iceland. So I recommend you bring your own stuff, your own tents, preferably a sturdy tent. But if you don't have it, you can rent everything you need inside this store here. Now I do recommend that you bring your own food, because freeze-dried food in Iceland costs an absolute fortune. We're talking about 30 euros for something that anywhere else would cost 8 euros. After that, you're going to have to find some accommodation. And hotels in Reykjavik, they cost an easy 150 to 200. So the way to go is to find a hostel. And there are some pretty good ones. My favorite is the Baron's Hostel. It's close to the church and close to the centrum then. And it's fantastic. It's really good. Inside it's clean, it's fresh. People who hang out there are really nice. It's mostly hikers, so you got a lot to talk to them about. So I recommend that. And my backup plan is the other one that's just next door, the B47. It's a little bit more backpackery, so a little bit more chaotic maybe. We are going to Skógafoss, and that's about 4 hours on a bus out east to here. So this is the famous waterfall you've probably seen in lots of pictures before. So what we are going to do, we're going to hike over and photograph our way to Thorsmörk, which is this area here. It's a huge, absolutely fantastic area filled with mountain views, canyons, and amazing forests, and it's absolutely fantastic. It will blow your mind away. And there are some excellent camping facilities here where you can just hang out for a week and just explore the area. So how do you get there? Well, you can either get the trekking bus. It would go around here, cost you 100 euros, drop you off at Thorsmork here, or you can take a normal bus. So first you're going to have to find some local buses that will take you from the Reykjavik Centrum out to Mjod. So you find the Mjod bus station right here, and you take bus number 51. And for 15 euros and 3 hours later, it will drop you off at the Skoga camping, which is right in here. So I think it actually stops exactly there. So you can just jump off, get to the camping site, pitch your tent, go to sleep, wake up the next morning and go hiking. Okay, so it's now 5 o'clock in the morning and you're waking up. So my recommendation is that you should go to the Skógafoss here, because it's one of the few times of the day where you have it by yourself. And it's an amazing waterfall, so just get your pictures there. And then you can move on by going on the little trail that goes on the side here. So this trail is called Fimmvörðuháls Trail. And it's going to take you all the way to the other side of the pass. So once you get up to this little plateau here, you can take a look around and you can get some pretty nice pictures of the Skógafoss there as well. But you have so many waterfalls waiting for you as you go up. I think it's in total 15 big ones. So that's pretty intense. And just a couple of 100 meters you get your first one. That's called Foss. And it's an epic waterfall, and in the right conditions, you can probably get some really nice pictures of it there. And if you continue up a bit, there's one of my favorites here. It's called Foss, and it's really dramatic. And I think I have some good shots of it here already. Just got to work the angles and see what you can find. And up we go. There are plenty of like small waterfalls that in any other scenario would be worthy of a picture, but there's just too many good ones, so you just keep on going. Skógafoss, that's a great one, but it's kind of mid compared to what the other ones you can find. You also have these amazing canyons that you're looking down into, and for sure would make some good pictures. And then you continue going and you would come to, yeah, it's my favorite. It's the Skálabrekkufoss, and it's kind of framed nicely, and it's really easy to find a really good, take a good image of it there. And right behind it, you have one of the epic waterfalls called the Skógafoss. Now we come into an area here where it's a huge canyon where the river is kind of deep down. Well, I tried flying my drone here, which worked okay, but it's kind of scary. But if you hit the walls, yeah, well, I guess you're doomed. So you probably should have a drone with side detection. But anyway, this canyon is absolutely staggering as well. It's just so beautiful with all the greens and the water spray and all kinds of things. And you will eventually, you can see how long it is. It goes on for a couple of kilometers here. You will eventually come out of the whole canyon area, and there it will end with a magnificent waterfall called the Kruksfoss. Now you can go down here, which I did, stand on this ledge and get kind of a cool photo looking back. If you continue up, it starts getting, you're getting higher and higher up now, so it's more of a desolate landscape, a bit more flat. But we still have one of the better ones ahead of us. And it's this little, it's like a little complex of waterfall called Foss and Foss, and the one in the middle called Midfoss. But yeah, I would spend some extra time here. It's there's some really good shots to be taken from these falls here. Then we get more into the desolate landscape and we take this bridge over, and now comes the real moon landscape. So now there's not really that much more to see until you reach the camp, which is this one here. Once you're up at the top, you will see the Baldvinsskali, which is the alpine hut at the top of the ridge here. And you can actually camp around the lodge here. The ground is super hard, but there are rocks that you can stake down your tent with, so to keep it in place. It's kind of a crazy place. It's very desolate. It looks like a barren wasteland, but it's also super cool because you got some amazing glaciers to your left and to your right. So up there you got Mýrdalsjökull, and that's where the volcano Katla resides. And if you turn around to the west, you will have Eyjafjallajökull. And that's famous for giving the name to that volcano that ruined 2010. So I recommend staying here for the night and wake up early in the morning to take some sunrise photos and maybe some sunset photos as well. It's kind of nice. You can hang around inside of the hut and eat your food there and then go out to sleep. So it's pretty good. Then once you're done with that, you can continue down through this barren, moony landscape. You will see a little hut to your left here. It's called Fimmvörðuháls. The trail seems to be going in this direction here, over that pass, but it's kind of steep and it's actually easier to go on this side here, I found. So I went up here. And you can see how this hut, what it looks like. There's no space for camping here whatsoever. And that's why I recommend that you sleep at the Baldvinsskali. The amazing thing with Iceland is that even though it's just a deserted landscape in some parts, it's still so interesting. You can find photographic opportunities everywhere you go. Like in this area, for instance, I found these remarkable sand hills, tiny, tiny sand hills. It looks like some kind of gravitational anomaly. And it was kind of fun to make compositions out of them. Well, continuing down through the deserted, crazy landscape, you will soon encounter Magni and Modi. So these are the actual volcanoes that were responsible for the Eyjafjallajökull eruption in 2010 that caused all those plains to stand still for a couple of months. So Magni and Modi are named after Thor's two sons that he had together with Siv. So it's all Nordic myths about this. And it's very spooky to enter this area, I can tell you that. Once the fog rolls in and it gets kind of dark and there's snow. And I have to say I felt a slight chill walking around here. So you got the place here called the Godaround. So that's where the lava field is. And I think walking around here and finding composition is a very unique opportunity. It's actually a really cool area, something I would like to return to. After the lava field, and you walk on a bit, you will come to something that might be one of the more spectacular things you've ever seen. So it was for me, because right here at the edge, the fog started to lift a little bit, and it just revealed these amazing mountains. So to the left there, I got Utigöngihöfði, and look at how cool that is. And I can tell you, it was such a magical experience to see that just barely pierce through, and then as the fog lifts, become clearer and clearer. Absolutely amazing. And to your right, you have a glacier with waterfalls. I'll tell you, you don't see this anywhere else. And during this whole time, I'm completely alone as well. So it's just a staggering experience through and through. So continuing down, you will have to walk a ridge down. You will have the mountain to your left all the time, and it looks pretty epic. Lots of opportunities there. And then you follow this ridge down, and you have a canyon to your left side called Strakagill. And to your right side, you have the Krossa River. And it's an easy ridge walk down. I didn't find any problems at all. And you will walk until you end up in Bazar. Bazar will be your base. So when you get down here, you will see it's actually a very impressive area. So you got all kinds of facilities here. You got, this is the main complex where you can rent a room. Here's a kiosk. The bus stops here. And you got a restaurant, and you got some toilets, and even a tent where you can cook your food. So all of this area here is for camping, and it's easy to find a spot where you're completely secluded from everybody else and it feels like you're out in nature. But because of all these facilities, it makes it very, very easy to stay for an extended amount of time. I was there for over a week, I think, and explored around. And the first place I went to was the Straka Canyon. So it's the same way that you came down from, but in the valley below. So you will enter in here, walk along this little canyon. It's kind of a narrow canyon. You have to jump over sticks and stones. But it's an absolute fantastic place, and it is quite long. It will take you at least 2 hours to get to the end and then back. And there's plenty of photographic opportunities. It is a bit different than normal Icelandic photo opportunities because you got a lot more trees than you usually would associate with Iceland. But nevertheless, it's absolutely fantastic. All around, you can find so many compositions here. And if the fog rolls in, you're golden. So back to Bazar. If you want something even more spectacular, you will head to the Vanargil Canyon instead. So let's spin around here and see. So you start in Bazar and then you climb up this little mountain here. And once you're up at the top of the plateau, you're rewarded with a magnificent view over the canyon. And then you can follow the hiking trail down here to go to the bottom of the canyon, and you can explore that even further. This is an absolutely amazing place. It is a bit dodgy. These trails here on the side of the mountains are actually very, very steep, and I can imagine during a rainy day it could be quite slippery and maybe even dangerous. But once you're down here, you're rewarded with some of the most spectacular views you'd probably ever seen. Yeah, just look at it. Pretty cool. So take your time, explore this area. You can go here multiple times for sure. Just you can follow these canyons in there. Just be careful not to get wet. When you're done with this area, to get out, you can go around the mountain up here. This is also kind of a tricky place to walk. It's kind of steep and a little bit dodgy. Gotta be careful. But once you're on top here, you get a really nice view of the Kosa River and the Valanakur, which is that big mountain. And if you turn around, you will see the Mýrdalsjökull glacier in the background, and it looks absolutely stunning. So this is why you go to Iceland, to see these views. You rarely see this anywhere else, if at all. It's absolutely fantastic. And then to get down, there are paths going down. They go all the way down to the Kosa River, and then you follow that back to Bazar. Then, if you want to do something even more dramatic, you can go up to the mountain Utigönguhöfði. So it's a bit of a tricky climb. You have to go up pretty much the same way, but go left instead. And then once you're up here, you will have to start climbing quite high up. But there are paths all the way, and once you reach the top, you will be seeing something of the most amazing thing you've seen. It's very, very spectacular, and lots of photo opportunities. You can explore this area for days. So yeah, that's my tip, is to go to Thorsmörk and Godaland and just stay there for a couple of days and explore the area. And once you're tired of that, you can either go back to town to restock, or you can continue north. In the next video, I will talk all about what's north of Thorsmörk. So you have Landmannalagar, and you got this trail going through that's called the Laugavegar Trail, and it's very famous, and rightly so. It's spectacular. It goes through some of the most amazing and varied landscape you could ever think of. So it starts off in the south with the canyon walks, big waterfalls. All the time you have views of glaciers to your left and to your right. Then it gets increasingly more rugged. The further in you come, it's the moon landscape here. You've got some huge ridges here. And once you come in here, it's like a sulfur landscape with orange hills and boiling water and that kind of stuff. And then you will end way up in the north at Landmannalagar. So that's what I'm going to talk about next time. So if you're interested in that, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in that video.